Laudetur Jesus Christus. Praised be Jesus Christ. Welcome to all of you out there to this live broadcast from St. Peter's Square. Today for this Sunday recitation of the Midday Angelus, led by Pope Francis. On today, this Solemnity of the Most Holy Trinity, June 12th. From wherever you're joining us, whether via, of course, our Vatican media channels, the Vatican Audio Live Events app, our Vatican News app, or our Radio Vaticana app, and of course, VaticanNews.va, our Facebook live feed, or our YouTube channel. A warm welcome to you all. And of course, a special welcome to all those broadcasters linked up with us, including Catholic Television, the Catholic Faith Network, Shalom World Television USA, Shalom Television India, and EWTN Television, Salt and Light Television, Atma Darshan Television in India. A warm welcome. And also those with special link-ups with us, radio stations, including the Luminous Radio in India and Radio Maria England, as well as all of you joining us on other channels, websites, and different media. We're just a few minutes away from when Pope Francis will appear from the window overlooking St. Peter's Square, and you can see the crowds below in the square awaiting Pope Francis with a very hot and warm climate. We've had an extraordinarily warm June, and today the heat is on, as you can see with that bright June summer sunshine. For those of you who would like to pray the Angelus along with Pope Francis and everyone in the square, you can find the prayer, by the way, on the website, on the news portal, VaticanNews.va. Just click on Pray with the Pope on the Angelus tab on the Vatican News web portal there. We're looking at the Apostolic Palace building there and zooming in where you see that tapestry where Pope Francis will appear and where he greets pilgrims there in the square every Sunday for the noontime Angelus appointment. In terms of news in recent days, Pope Francis has had to postpone his trip to the Democratic Republic of Congo and South Sudan at his doctor's requests. The Holy See Press Office made the announcement that the apostolic journey to both nations had to be postponed until a future date due to his knee issues he's been dealing with, and his doctors have encouraged him to let that healing process continue. The trip to the African continent was originally scheduled to take place in the first week of July. And at the request of his doctors, and in order not to jeopardize the results of therapy he's been undergoing for his knee, the Holy Father was asked to postpone the trip to let that healing process continue. That journey to Africa was to include 2 stops in both those nations. And here we are. For our radio listeners, of course, that applause means Pope Francis is appearing at the window, waving to the crowds below.
Cari fratelli e sorelle, buongiorno e buona domenica.
Dear brothers and sisters, buongiorno and a blessed Sunday to you.
Oggi è la solennità della Santissima Trinità.
Today, the solemnity of the Holy Trinity. In the Gospel, Jesus
ci presenta le altre 2 persone divine, il
presents
Padre e lo
the
Spirito
other
Santo.
2 divine persons, the
Dello
Father
Spirito
and the
dice,
Holy Spirit.
Non parlerà da se stesso,
He says of the Spirit,
ma prenderà
he will
quel
not
che
speak
è
on his
mio
own
e ve
authority,
lo annuncerà.
but whatever he hears,
E poi
he
a
will speak,
proposito del Padre dice, tutto quello
and he
che
will
il
declare
Padre
to you
possiede è
the things
mio.
that are to come.
Notiamo
And then
che lo
regarding the
Spirito
Father,
Santo
he says, all that
ma
the
non
Father
di se
has is
stesso.
mine. We note that the Holy
Annuncia
Spirit
Gesù
speaks,
e
but
rivela
not
il
of
Padre.
himself. He announces
E notiamo
Jesus
anche che il
and
Padre,
reveals the Father.
il quale tutto possiede,
And the
perché
Father,
l'origine
who
di ogni
possesses
cosa,
everything,
dà
because he is the
al
origin
Figlio
of all
tutto quello
things,
che possiede.
gives
Non
to the
trattiene
Son
nulla
everything he
per
possesses.
sé e si
He
dona
keeps nothing for
interamente al
himself,
Figlio.
and he gives himself fully
Ossia, lo
to the
Spirito
Son.
Santo parla non di se stesso,
So the Holy Spirit does not
parla di
speak of
Gesù,
himself.
parla di
He
altri.
speaks of Jesus.
Il Padre
He speaks of others.
non dà a se stesso, dà il Figlio. E la generosità aperta,
And the
uno
Father
aperto
gives
all'altro.
of himself totally to the Son,
E ora
this
guardiamo a
open
noi,
giving.
a ciò di
And now
cui
looking
parliamo e a
at
quello che
ourselves,
possediamo. Quando parliamo
at what we
sempre
talk
vogliamo
about
che si
and what we
dica bene di
possess,
noi.
when we
E spesso
speak,
parliamo solo
we
di noi
always
stessi
want to
e
say
di
something
quello
good
che
about
facciamo.
ourselves, and often
Quante volte
we only
io ho
speak
fatto
about
quello,
ourselves
quell'altro,
and
io ho
what
questo
we do.
problema, dai, sempre si
Sometimes,
parla
we're
così.
always talking about ourselves and what we
Quanta
think and what we're
differenza
doing.
rispetto allo Spirito
How
Santo
different this is
che
from the Holy
parla
Spirit,
annunziando gli altri,
who
il
speaks
Padre e
by
il Figlio.
announcing others,
E
the
circa
Father and
quello
the
che
Son,
possediamo, quanto ne siamo gelosi
and how
e
jealous we
quanta
are
fatica
of what
facciamo
we
a
possess,
condividerlo con gli altri,
how hard it is for us to
anche
share
con
what
chi
we
manca del
possess with others,
necessario.
even those who lack
A
the
parole è
basic
facile,
necessities.
ma poi in
It's easy
pratica
to
è
talk
molto
about it,
difficile.
but difficult to practice it.
Ecco allora che festeggiare
And
la
this is why
Santissima Trinità
celebrating
non
the
è
Most
tanto un
Holy Trinity
esercizio teologico,
is not so much a
ma una
theological exercise,
rivoluzione del nostro
but
modo di
a
vivere.
revolution in our way of
Dio
life.
nel quale ogni persona vive per
God,
l'altra,
in whom each person lives
continua
for the other,
relazione, continua il rapporto,
not for himself,
non per se stessa, ci provoca a
not for
vivere
himself,
con gli altri e per
provokes
gli
us to
altri,
live
aperti.
with others and
Oggi
for
possiamo
others.
chiederci se la nostra vita riflette
Today we
il
can
Dio
ask
in cui
ourselves
crediamo.
if our life
Io che
reflects
professo
the
la
God
fede
we
in Dio
believe in.
Padre, Figlio e
Do
Spirito
I, who
Santo,
profess faith in
credo
God the
davvero
Father
che
and the
per
Son and the
vivere
Holy
ho
Spirit,
bisogno degli
truly
altri,
believe that I
ho bisogno
need
di
others in order
donarmi
to
agli
live?
altri,
I
ho
need to give
bisogno di
myself to
servire gli
others. I
altri?
need to serve others.
Lo affermo a parola o lo affermo con la
Do I
vita?
affirm this in words or with my life?
Il Dio trino e unico,
The one and
cari
triune
fratelli
God,
e sorelle, va
dear brothers and
mostrato
sisters,
così,
must
con i
be
fatti prima
manifested
che
in
con le
this way,
parole.
with
Dio
deeds
che è autore
rather
della
than
vita si
words.
trasmette meno
God,
attraverso
who is
i
the
libri
author of
e
life,
più attraverso
is
la
transmitted not
testimonianza
so
di
much
vita.
through books as through
Egli che,
witness
come
of
scrive
life.
l'Evangelista Giovanni, è amore,
He who, as the
si rivela
evangelist
attraverso
John
l'amore.
writes, is love,
Pensiamo alle persone
reveals
buone,
himself through
alle
love.
persone generose,
Think about the good,
miti
generous,
che abbiamo
gentle people we've
incontrato,
met,
ricordando il loro modo di
recalling their
pensare e
way
di
of
agire,
thinking and acting.
possiamo avere un piccolo
And we can
riflesso
have a
del
small
Dio
reflection
amore.
of God
E che
love.
cosa vuol dire amare?
And what does it mean to
Non solo
love?
volere bene e fare del
Not
bene,
only to wish
ma
them
prima
well
ancora
and to be
alla
good to them,
radice
but first and
accogliere,
foremost, at the
essere
root,
aperto, accogliere
to
gli altri,
welcome
fare
others,
posto agli altri,
to
dare
make
spazio
room for
agli altri.
others, to
Questo
make
significa
space to
amare.
others.
Dalla
This is what it
radice,
means to love.
per
At the
capirlo
root.
meglio, pensiamo ai
To
nomi
understand
delle
this better,
persone divine.
let us think of the names of the divine
Che
persons,
pronunciamo ogni
which we
volta che
pronounce
facciamo il segno della
every
croce.
time we make the sign
In
of the
ciascun
cross.
nome c'è la presenza dell'altro.
Each name contains
Il
the
Padre non
presence of the
sarebbe
other.
tale senza il Figlio.
The Father, for example,
Oppure
would
il
not be
Figlio
such
non
without the
può
Son.
essere pensato da solo,
Likewise,
ma sempre
the
come
Son
figlio del Padre.
cannot be considered
E lo
alone,
Spirito Santo a
but
sua
always
volta
as
è
the Son of
Spirito
the
del
Father.
Padre e del Figlio. In breve, la
And the Holy
Trinità ci
Spirit, in
insegna
turn,
che non
is the
si può
Spirit of the
mai
Father
stare
and the
senza
Son.
l'altro.
In short, the
Non
Trinity
siamo
teaches
isole,
us that one
siamo
can
al
never
mondo per vivere
be
all'immagine
without
di
the
Dio.
other. We are
Vivere
not
aperti,
islands. We are in the
bisognosi
world
degli altri
to live
e
in God's
bisognosi di
image,
aiutare gli altri.
open in need of
E allora
others and in need of helping
poniamoci
others.
quest'ultima domanda.
And so let's ask
Nella
ourselves
vita di
this
tutti i
last
giorni,
question. In
sono
everyday
anch'io
life,
un riflesso della
am I
Trinità?
too a
Il
reflection of the
segno di
Trinity?
croce che faccio ogni
Is the sign of the
giorno,
cross I make
Padre,
every
Dio,
day,
Spirito Santo,
Father, Son, and
quel
Holy
segno
Spirit,
di croce
a
che
gesture
facciamo tutti i giorni,
for its own sake?
rimane un gesto fine a se stesso
That sign that
o
we make every
ispira
day,
il mio
is it a
modo di parlare,
gesture for its own
di
sake?
incontrare, di
Or does it
rispondere, di
inspire my way
giudicare,
of speaking,
di
of
perdonare?
encountering, of responding, of
La
juding,
Madonna,
of
figlia del
forgiving?
Padre, madre del
May Our
Figlio,
Lady,
sposa
daughter
dello
of the
Spirito
Father,
Santo,
mother of
ci
the Son,
aiuti ad
and spouse
accogliere
of the
e
Spirit,
testimoniare nella vita
help us to
il
welcome and bear
mistero di
witness
Dio amore.
in life to the mystery of God
Angelus
love.
Domini, nunciavit Mariae.
Concepit de Spiritu Sancto.
Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus.
Sancta Maria, Mater Dei, ora pro nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis nostre. Amen.
Ecce ancilla Domini.
Fiat mi secundum verbum tuum.
Ave Maria, grazia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus.
Sancta Maria, Mater Dei, ora pro nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis nostre. Amen.
Et verbum caro factum est.
Et habitavit in nobis.
Ave Maria, grazia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus.
Sancta Maria, Mater Dei, ora pro nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis nostre. Amen.
Ora pro nobis, Santa Dei Genitrix.
Ut digne ficiamur promissionibus Christi.
Gratiam Tua, quesumus Domine, mentibus nostris infunde, ut angelo annunziante Christi Filii Tui incarnationem coniovimus, per passionem eius et crucem, a resurrectionis gloriam perducamur, per Christum Dominum nostrum.
Amen.
Gloria Patri et Filio et Spiritui Sancto.
Sicut erat in principio et nunc et semper, et in saecula saeculorum. Amen.
Gloria Patri et Filio et Spiritui Sancto.
Sicut erat in principio et nunc et semper, et in saecula saeculorum. Amen.
Gloria Patri et Filio et Spiritui Sancto.
Sicut erat in principio et nunc et semper, et in saecula saeculorum. Amen.
Pro fidebus defuntis, requiem aeternam dona eis Domine.
Et lux perpetua luceat eis.
Requiescant in pace.
Amen.
Sit nomen Domini benedictum.
Ex hoc nunc et usque in saeculum.
Aiutorium nostrum in nomine Domini.
Qui fecit caelum et terram.
Benedicat vos, omnipotens Deus, Pater, et Filius, et Spiritus Sanctus. Amen.
Amen.
Cari fratelli e sorelle,
Dear brothers and sisters,
ieri a Breslavia in Polonia sono
yesterday in
state
Breslavia,
beatificate
in Poland,
Sor Pasqualina Gian e 9 consorelle
and Sister
martiri della Congregazione
Pasqualina
delle
and
Suore
9
di
other
Santa Elisabetta,
sisters were beatified.
uccisi alla fine della Seconda Guerra
They were killed at the
Mondiale
end of the
in
Second
un
World War
contesto ostile alla fede cristiana.
in the context of a hostile
Queste 10
situation
religiose, pur
and
consapevoli
hatred
del
of the
pericolo
faith.
che correvano, rimasero accanto agli anziani e ai malati
They stayed
che
close
stavano
to
accudendo.
the sick and the elderly they
Il
were
loro
caring
esempio
for
di
at this time.
fedeltà a Cristo aiuti tutti noi, specialmente i cristiani perseguitati in
And
diverse parti del mondo, a
May their help also
testimoniare
help those
il
Christians who
Vangelo
are suffering
con coraggio.
in different parts of the world
Un
and
applauso alle nuove
the courage
beate.
to give witness to the gospel as they did. Let's give the newly blessed, the 10 sisters of the congregation of the Sisters of St. Elizabeth, our applause.
E ora desidero rivolgermi alle popolazioni e alle autorità della Repubblica Democratica del Congo e del Sud Sudan.
And now I would like to address my thoughts to
Con
those in
grande
the
dispiacere,
Democratic Republic of
a causa
Congo
dei
and
problemi
South
alla
Sudan.
gamba, ho dovuto rinviare
I'm very
la
sorry
mia
that because
visita
of
nei
my
vostri paesi,
knee
programmata
issues
per i primi giorni di luglio.
that I've had to postpone my visit for the first
Provo
days of
davvero un grande
July.
rammarico
I'm really
per
very
aver dovuto rinviare
sorry that I've
questo
had to
viaggio.
postpone
A cui
this
tengo
visit.
moltissimo.
I was really
Chiedo
hoping to make
scusa
this
per questo.
visit, and I apologize
Preghiamo
as
insieme
for this,
perché con l'aiuto di
having to do
Dio
this.
e delle cure mediche
And I
io
hope that
possa venire
with God's
da
help
voi al
and
più
my
presto.
the medical treatments,
Siamo
I'll be able to
fiduciosi.
be with you and to visit you very soon.
Oggi ricorre la giornata mondiale contro il lavoro minorile.
And today we remember the day against child labor, the World Day against child labor. And may no child have their basic rights denied and be forced to work. The situation of exploited children is a terrible and dramatic reality that calls on all of us to act, to do something about it. And I'm always close to the people of Ukraine affected by the war. May all the time that has passed since the start of this war not cool our solidarity and concern for them. We can't get used to this tragic reality. May we have them always in our heart. Let's pray for peace. And I greet all of you, Romans and pilgrims
dell'Italia e di tanti paesi.
from Italy and many other countries.
Particolare saluto i fedeli provenienti dalla Spagna.
And greetings to the faithful coming from Spain, Poland.
La banda musicale di San Giorgio di Castelcondino.
And the Italian musical band. And I hope to hear you all play at the end here.
La Fondazione Verona Minor Jerusalem. I catechisti di Grotta Mare, I cresimanti di
Pope Francis
Castelfranco
greeting
Veneto.
the various groups in the square with their names being read out.
Saluto poi il gruppo Avis di Codogno ed esprimo il mio apprezzamento a quanti donano il sangue.
And I offer special greetings to those present here and those who are involved in donating blood with the World Blood Donor Day coming up tomorrow.
Vi auguro una buona domenica.
I wish you all
E per favore
a good Sunday.
capiti di pregare
And
per
please
me.
remember to pray for me.
Buon pranzo e arrivederci.
Have a good lunch and arrivederci. And there we heard Pope Francis. First of all, recalling the 10 sisters of St. Elizabeth, martyrs, who were beatified yesterday in Poland, who gave their lives for the faith and are an inspiration for us all. And he expressed his apology to those in the Democratic Republic of Congo and South Sudan, looking forward to his visit that he's had to postpone due to his knee issues. And he said he really hopes to be there and is working on it with God's help and the help of his doctors to get over those knee issues. And as well, his renewed prayers for Ukraine, and not to forget the war there, as with wars throughout the world. And with that, as the pilgrims start leaving the square here, I will also take leave of you. I'd like to thank you all for joining us here on our live broadcast of the Angelus, led by Pope Francis. Please be sure to visit our VaticanNews.va, our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter profiles, and YouTube for the latest coverage of today's Angelus and more. On behalf of Vatican Media and all of the technicians who made this broadcast possible, I'd like to thank you for joining us. A blessed Sunday to you all. Laudetur Jesus Christus.